bent it is? That's one. See this one? That's two. Okay, so as you can see, wait, hold on. It's so bent. Man, like this happened. Okay, look, I know it's bad, but wow. No, that's next level. That is next level. Yo, a straight 90 degrees to a 45 to another 90 degrees, bro. That's crazy. This one is even worse. Yeah, see the wobble. The wobble's insane. No. And I managed to duck them up. I don't know. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame, but I mean, listen. I was in the process of timing the engine, right? And that happened. I guess that's not good, but it kind of touched on the piston themselves. Yeah, it's not too bad, right? But which one was it? Was it this one? I think was the third. Was it third? Yeah, third. The third piston. Like you see here, you can tell that. Wait, hold on. So I was turning my engine. Okay, normal, nothing crazy. Turning it and whatnot, and then it kept on stopping here. One of my two cams was not in its TDC. That one couldn't go down because, couldn't continue its cycle because it was touching the intake valves going down, so technically open, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, technically open, and the openness was touching that piston, and that's the reason why I ended up doing this. I know it's bad. I know it's really, really bad. But if this engine was in the car, first startup, and my two valves were still broken inside and I never knew. Imagine the damage. Imagine. Which is, stuff happened. 272, right? That's what I have in terms of cams. You see here, it has some type of, what do you call it? Like divots, holes, whatnot. That is the indicator that your cams are indeed in their TDC. 1, 2, 3, yeah, this one, right? The two buckets were completely down, and I couldn't get a contact with the cam's journals. So if you can compare, right? You can't really tell, but you can't really tell, but let's say, right? You see how the assembly loop is like split up to the edges? Look here, right? Right here. Can't really tell, but this one isn't. This one is, and all the other ones are, right? But that one, it wasn't. I ended up taking the head apart, which is right here. I ended up removing the two valves. This was time consuming. So removing all of this would have gave me a lot more work though. But yeah, it would have given me a lot more work. But at the end of the day, look, these are out. Like they out. I'm good with it. But no, this would have been really bad though. If these were still inside. Just imagine. Just listen. Imagine. But I'm glad they're not though, so I'm good with it. But what else? Yeah, I had to use that though, which is a valve spring installer / remover tool. It was pretty much like this. Oh wait, come on. So pretty much like this, right? And I have to push here the top of the valve to the spring, the collet, and the retainer side of it. So I had to press, turn it, and whatnot, and it got it out. So at least that, like at least this. These, yeah. Yeah, now you can. Okay, so you see here, like that, right? Like that. See, like that. Okay, so basically what people do is that they do that setup, you know, 22 millimeter with a extender socket or whatnot, just to be deep enough, and they pretty much tap onto the returner itself. So they tap it though, so they basically tap it and it pops out the what do you call it? The collets out, and then it allows you to take the spring off, sorry, take the returner off first and then the spring. I'm out there dealing with Kelford springs. I can do that. I can. So that's why I ended up using that, because I knew with this though, I was about to be good. Let's say in a world, right, where I had the OEM springs, that would work. Honestly, easy to make, quick and simple, and also, yeah, sometimes people put magnet. You can put a magnet into that too, right? Oh yeah, you could. Some type of tool that create pressure. Well, you know what type of pressure I meant. That would keep the spring from, bouncing back. So that, an actual lifesaver. Listen, I'm learning as I go, so at least I get to see the engine, like the condition of the chambers. And they are pretty damn good, except for that this one. Well, the piston I'm talking about, like here, you see, yeah, now you can super tell, but here though, okay, it's not too bad. Let's be honest here, okay? It's really much more of like a surface type of situation than anything else though. I'm trying to think if there's something else though. Oh yeah, you can even see the tomato oil restrictor right here though. Here, that's it. But quick recap, right? My timing was not good. My buckets were not moving because something with my valves, right? An issue with my valves. I ended up taking that apart. Well, first taking that apart, and then removing the head. But the head was connected with the intake system. And oh, I forgot. Talking about intake system. On my plenum, you see how right here there's a, I'm gonna call it collets, right? Right here there's one. On the bottoms, I believe they're not, because they're already on the ITBs. But the main issue that I have, well, let's say the main concern is this one, because I believe this one has one. I will check back on it, but I believe this one has one. And guess what? I didn't put one. So if I'm right, then that's a good thing that I ended up, like, giving the engine that look. With the valves, I'm glad. I am so glad I got to see it in time though. Because once again, imagine, just imagine that would have been so worse than having this like that, this like this, or even that. But I ended up figuring out that, okay, cool, my valves are having an issue. Yes, timing was hard. Yeah, on this note, seriously, drive safe. Make sure that everything is straight, okay, before you can actually turn the car on, whatnot. But yeah, listen, I'm glad I ended up being able to see that like issue right here, and I don't know what else. I guess learning more about the car. So yeah, on this note, drive safe though. I'm out.